gusta. ¿Qué vamos a hacer ahora? ¿Qué vamos a hacer ahora?
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Are you ready, brother?
I'm ready
Yeah.
too.
Alright, let's go.
¿Qué vamos a hacer ahora?
Pues vamos a ir a la casa.
¿Puede estar usted su papá?
No sé.
Yo pienso él está
I lived
muerto.
here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
¿Qué se dice?
Urgente.
O hay urgente porque sí.
I hadn't been
Padre's
back since my
muerto.
brother Lewis's funeral.
¿Qué se dice?
Dice que no ha regresado a su casa después del funeral de su hermano.
¿O por qué?
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
¿Cómo está su mamá?
¿Su mamá? No sé, vamos a ver.
Maybe she thought I'd know,
No,
or
no
she
sé.
thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Should we go to the left or to the right?
Left. Maybe? Left.
Right. Let's go to the right.
Right. Because when you go in there, you fall down. And you game over. That's the right.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
¿Qué es ese mundo?
Es un venado.
¿O puedes agarrar?
No.
¿Por qué?
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
¿Tú le gusta este juego? Yo también.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
It's like there's houses stacked on houses.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It looks like Merlin's house.
Yeah. Her mom and dad and her brother and sister died.
Papi.
But she's she's a mom now.
I asked Edie
But
once
her
about the dragon in the
different mom
pond.
died.
She said it had killed her husband. I was 6.
Que sí se...
It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Oh,
Dice que ese dragón se le cayó a su esposo y se murió.
oh. ¿Puedes saber ella?
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I would be too, man. Look at that.
Que sí se...
That's kind of much.
Que
Who
sí se...
made this?
Dice que le da miedo la casa.
Al monstruo.
Yo pienso.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
No está su mamá ahora.
La estamos buscando.
¿Qué?
La estamos buscando.
Oh. ¿Te están buscando tú?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Crap.
Que sí se...
Dice que no sirve la luz.
Oh.
What if it turns night and like there's no
¿Por qué?
light?
I know. I'll be like running right out.
¿Por qué no sirve?
Porque no hay luz.
For the first time in years,
Ahora
I felt like
sí
I was
se
home.
ve.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
That's Odin, the guy that makes all those props. he built a house.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
So I think like the one brother died or disappeared, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
I can hear it.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
Está bien.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
So this is actually really cool. So as you find out, because you're trying to find out about the family.
But I held back.
So as you're trying to find out about him and you like read about it, you gonna get to play like them. So I think that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Open the door.
So go to the bathroom real quick.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Uh-oh.
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 And suddenly, I was a cat.
So press like R2. Yeah, there you go.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
They say they are. She's a cat now. She's a cat now.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
I think this is her imagination, but
Yeah, so as you flying around, because you're an owl, so you're gonna have to hunt for rabbits. So go up, let go, and just kind of scout the horizon.
Rabbits.
See that? Alright, go. Follow it.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
It gets better, by the way.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
No, it doesn't. It tastes bad.
It grabbed on tight,
I don't know what a flake is.
but I was so hungry.
What the crap with this girl, right?
When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Ooh, I swam toward.
Yeah, this one is pretty creepy. Whoa, dude, I never seen that.
I
Okay, go.
slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
How do you get there?
I don't know. I ate the people.
Oh, I've seen this game before.
Go to the bedroom.
I think we're in the one girl's house.
Yeah, we're right back.
I got closer and closer.
Go under the bed.
So weird.
All of my stomach started growling.
All of them.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Cool.
Cool, too. I like that game.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
So that was Molly, and you can see like it has when they were born, when did they die,
Yeah.
and clearly the picture there of, and you know, like, you know, she has fishes, and if you look to the left, there's like a bowl right there that has like sharks and stuff. So maybe that's why she daydream about that crap.
You can't open the door.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Edie is the
So,
grandmother.
When we adopted a stray kitten,
Right.
she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
So Odin built all this, and that's
Whatever's
why
wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
that's why it looks like it's a house built on top of something on top of something.
Right.
They just keep building on top of it.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
¿Qué se dice? Oh.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh man, that will be a mess.
Yes, it would.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
So real quick, what remains of Edith Finch? So obviously we're Edith Finch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think this game is about?
Edith Finch.
Right, but based on this title, I mean, what the crap? What you expect to see at the end?
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
So that is Calvin.
Right. And it said he only lived for 11 years.
Right.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom.
Yeah.
And he did.
He felt due to hard
At Barbara's
and
funeral,
the swing,
we
and
swore
he fell
he'd
off
never
in
be
the
afraid
ocean
again.
and
he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Dude, you have to do it like if you were for real. Swing
Well,
up.
I have to keep on going.
Yeah. You're doing it.
I thought she
No,
called.
no. You have to keep doing it.
I told him going around was impossible.
So you can trigger the next
Maybe
conversation.
if I hadn't said that.
Alvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly.
Ocean.
And he did.
Dead.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'll let you do where you need to go, and then I'll let you do the mini things, right?
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
So all these people are dropping like flies. So I guess there's a tragedy supposedly that happens to the Finch family.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
And the mom, Edith's mom, doesn't want to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's his family.
so here we are at 16, 17,
17. Yeah.
trying to find out what the crap is going on.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Well. I like the way you interact in the game.
Right, you actually have to do that. Like when you are swinging, you actually had to swing.
With both feet, too.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
That's Barbara.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Barbara.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Barbara's dead piece the monster eat Barbara and she turned her blood now.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter.
You see that's the house where we're on?
The convention comeback was
Yeah.
canceled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
I know, it's awesome because you get to play it.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then when she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Maybe we should try to open the music box.
Oh, right, yeah.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
What if we find Barbara's body?
She died in the 60s, so it'll be a skeleton.
Yeah.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Alright, man, we're at a stopping point. We'll find out what was behind this door in 15 minutes.
Well, we hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to subscribe,
To my
like,
channel.
and hit the notifications button to see when we do our next live stream.
To press subscribe for you can touch the to YouTube to touch the bell for you can watch all the videos for this one for you can watch this one to play that one tomorrow. Thank you. And press the YouTube the subscribe button for you can watch all of my videos. Thank you.
Alright, we'll be back in 15 minutes.
Alright.